Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, we have, I think, possibly the most exciting mirror matchup we're going to be bringing you on either stream today. Holy moly, is this an epic match. Rob, why don't you tell us who's playing, mate?
Well, here on game number 1, on Daybreak, in this series, we're going to have none other than StarTale.Squirtle. And he'll be playing against the one and only CJ.herO.
This is...
Now, wait. Okay, wait.
Man.
To preface this, though,
yeah,
a creator seed also happened.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. Creator seed or hero Squirtle? I don't know, man. These are amazing. Maybe if it was like Rain Squirtle
like
as well.
Korea champion, GSL Code S champion.
That is true.
And like, yeah,
you can't
Squirtle and hero are very, very good. But if we're just gonna like compare titles,
that's a good point, actually. No, you have me thoroughly corrected on that. If we're gonna be comparing titles, I think Creator Seed's pretty good as well.
But hey, that does not mean that this is not going to be great.
Oh no, this is gonna be absolutely insane. This is a PvP to watch, and I'll be really interested to see which one of these guys comes out on top. Now, of course, Squirtle went through that period of dominance in Korea. That, of course, led up to that GSL final where he was basically brushing everything aside and was like, PvP? Coin flip? What are you talking about? You just play with better skill. And he then backs it up by doing it. So let's see if he can recapture some of that in this particular game. So far, both sides really playing around the same. Not too much out of the ordinary. We had a slightly earlier gas with Squirtle. hero seems to be completely fine. We're not really going to get too much of a deviance in build until, I would say, a couple of minutes from now.
That is completely correct. Because really, we can just look at how most of their production tabs match. Oh, well, hero taking a only slightly faster assimilator.
Yeah. So, not too much going on. Both sides willing to take that gas early. Now, because hero took his gas slightly earlier, he will be able to, as Squirtle adds a second gateway. So that's going to be pretty interesting here. Opting to do that instead of saving up some gas for an immediate robo or something like that. Hero will have a little bit more flexibility with regards to tech. He should have his gas out slightly sooner, and he'll be able to choose his tech paths, or maybe get a sentry out sooner if he absolutely has to, or stuff like that. Just a little faster than otherwise would have. But otherwise, nothing too much out of the ordinary right now. In fact, Hero actually going to be dropping that second gateway as well.
Yep, so everything going just about exactly the same for both of these two players here. Yeah. As we said a little bit earlier, not going to see a terribly large amount of deviation just yet. Hero has moved out and controlled his watchtower. He now sees Squirtle's probe retreating back to his base, and Squirtle has started Stalker production very quickly, whereas we have seen that Hero has gone straight for that Twilight Council.
And this is very, very interesting coming out from Hero. That's a super quick Twilight Council, of course.
Which I hope means super quick blink.
Well, here's the thing. I think you're completely correct, Rob. And the reason I think that is because we have more Stalkers coming out of these gateways here. So this is going to tie in really nicely with a quick blink. I don't expect this to turn into some sort of DT build. Of course it could, but I see no reason why it would, especially with a third gateway coming out. And indeed, there we go. Chrono boost in that blink coming out spot on, mate.
And over here, Squirtle, meanwhile completely unawares, has gone for the Robo facility. So unless we're going to really see an... Oh, maybe this will trigger Squirtle to now know exactly what's going on. Oh no, but these two Stalkers are outnumbered. Is he going to be able to get any hull damage onto any of them? Is there any staying damage remaining on there? Just a smidge onto one of Hero's Stalkers. Now, with where the Stalker counts currently are, I don't think that Hero has anything to worry about, especially because he now has Warp Gate, and Squirtle has a massive deficit as far as keeping up that Stalker count goes. He doesn't have any forward pylons.
Yeah. And, well, Squirtle was up 5 Stalkers to 3 until just now
none remaining, I should say.
Yeah. And now that Hero's gotten 6 Stalkers, he's feeling a little bit more confident taking that offensive watchtower location.
And he's just about got that blink finished up as well. This could be a very huge engagement. He could potentially catch one of Squirtle's
That's big. That's big. Squirtle does have the first Immortal out. The pylon does not get cancelled, but the probe is still in the main base. Okay, not for long. That gets
whoa. He
completely
blinks
demolished.
up on top of the base and does now see the Immortal possibly a little bit too late. The force field does come down. He has just enough time to once again blink out of the base.
That was just really knee-jerk reaction coming out of there from Squirtle because the Stalkers just blinked into the base, so putting a force field on the ramp doesn't really do much other than force them to blink out, maybe killing one more.
Well, it makes you panic, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't just walk out of the base anymore, and it puts some sort of restriction on you where you previously had none.
And you have to wait for the blink to cool down as well, so maybe he was hoping to get a little bit more damage done with the Immortal at the time. But in the meantime, oh my
Squirtle
goodness.
doing his own sneaky shenanigans. Hero has no idea that there is a pylon hiding in Hero's base. Oh, wow, goes in with just one lone Zealot. It's able to kill a single probe there, but no more casualties will fall.
Yeah, that wasn't the most effective war pin in the world. I think he could have just waited and put like 3 or 4 Zealots down here, and it looks like Hero's going to be able to spot that this probe is here. But 3 Zealots going to be popping out now.
It gets tough. It gets tough to decide just how many you can decide to commit to their base because Hero's waiting right out front of his main, and he knows that he has Blink. So if he has just few 2 units for just a little bit, he can die. But now over here, Squirtle just has a lot of Immortals up at that top of the ramp, and I'm not sure what Hero's going to be able to do.
5 workers killed for Squirtle so far, and I love his decision making right now. His opponent is camping out at the bottom of the ramp with these Blink Stalkers, but Squirtle does have 2 Immortals up top, so he knows that Hero isn't any sort of realistic threat in the immediate future. So what does he do? He goes straight up to that Colossus production. And I really like that coming out of Squirtle. I'd love to see Extended Thermal Lance out at some point soon as well, so you can engage those Blink Stalkers from a little bit more of a safe distance and just slowly try and push out and pressure Hero here, because as long as those Immortals stay alive, those Blink Stalkers really need to be careful where they go. And Hero, investing in this natural expansion as well, has fewer resources with which to defend.
And Hero's staying active with all of his Stalkers over on the... Yeah, actually taking the Nexus might be kind of a big issue for Hero depending on when Squirtle ends up going for this push, because Squirtle's going to be ahead on that Colossus count, and he also already has the 2 Immortals in play. Now, as long as Squirtle can keep those Immortals alive and doesn't lose them in anything silly, he should be able to beat the almost exclusively Stalker army of Hero.
Well, with the first Colossus, we're going to be pushing out just a little bit now. Squirtle moving towards his watchtower. I think the reason Squirtle didn't head out was because he just didn't have much map vision at that time. So he instead is using the initiative here to try and expand himself. Good blink away there from Hero. 2 Immortals plus the Colossus would make it very, very difficult to defend indeed.
Oh, and Squirtle using a single Zealot, getting out there and killing the 1 pylon that was blocking his 3rd and could have been used for some forward advancements.
Yeah.
Now Hero deciding that, oh man, maybe I do need to make some damage happen because he is just falling further and further behind. As far as supply goes, Squirtle now 20 ahead.
Squirtle, he's really playing this super passively, actually. It would be nice to see... It would be nice to see something. He could
take some serious risks.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him try and sort of hold this watchtower, because Hero did blink away, which means Squirtle has the potential to at least stay at this watchtower and hold it and see where Hero goes. He could leave like a Stalker over here just to make sure that Hero isn't going for some sort of super crazy quick shenanigans. And he does now have an observer going into Hero's base, so I suspect once he sees the setup here and he realizes, oh, hang on, this guy's actually doing exactly what I'm doing at the moment. I can actually move out because I have my Immortals with my army. Hero's Immortals are actually at home right now. So that would be a really nice time for Squirtle to attempt to take that forward watchtower.
And if he's able to get any measure of a favorable engagement here, Squirtle's going to be in a great spot, because this is the only time that he's going to be able to fight Hero's army without those Immortals there.
Yep.
Now, his Thermal Lance is getting closer and closer to finish as he gets ever so close to the 3 Colossi count.
And I just don't understand why Squirtle's just chilling out quite this much. I think if he just scouted a little bit more outwards towards the map, he's even getting a second Robo now, so he's really trying to ramp this up on 2 base before he actually goes anywhere. but he can really take the Watchtower and maybe prod forward with a unit or two and just see exactly what Hero's doing. Because I feel like Squirtle's playing a little bit blind at the moment, even though he had the Observer go around and check out exactly what's going on in Hero's main and natural. The army just isn't out in the middle of the map for Hero at the moment, and I think as soon as Squirtle sees that these units are back home, he'll know that it's a great opportunity to take map control, but he just doesn't seem to be interested and even loses his Observer for his efforts.
And Hero doing what he can. Moving a little bit out here, and oh hey, Squirtle's now going out to move on beyond that Watchtower, and maybe he'll be able to get a little bit of damage off there. Just a couple of lances landing onto the Stalkers, not even choosing to use his blink.
Yep, and this is what I mean by taking the Watchtower. Squirtle, even though Hero might be able to use that blink, just moved, seeing his units from the Watchtower, and just moved into the path of Hero so that there was nothing he could do.
Wow, and now both of the players, yes, making a small gentleman's agreement here and taking their third instead of going for any sort of fight.
This is a super strategic PvP, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching a PvP that has just passed the 15-minute mark, and we've got 3 bases on the way. This is not something you see every day.
No, definitely not. And both sides really taking it slowly. Squirtle obviously very confident in his long-term PvP capabilities, which is why he's only slow pushing out across the map when he feels like he can. He does have a 5 Colossi with this army now, and there are only 3 out for Hero, so I wonder if he's going to be able to make that work for him. Do we have a double Robo out for Hero? That's a really good question to ask at this point in time. We have 1 Robo in the natural and 1 in the main, so we do. So his production's slightly behind, but it's nothing a couple of Chronos can't fix, assuming that Squirtle isn't chronoing his own as well. Otherwise, Hero, with the inferior Colossus count, could be really difficult to hold in the late game.
Now, Hero's not only got an inferior Colossus count, but he's also completely I was going to say he hasn't even built any more pylons, but I was looking at Squirtle's production tab.
Easily done, man.
Those
logos look the same, and they're actually almost identical.
All of the matches are blending together, Jorasar, but we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. After this, we've still got a whole slew of best-of-3s remaining for you.
That's right, yeah.
On day 1 of WCS Asia.
Today's like half done, man. This is so many sick
pretty
games
much
to come.
just like half done.
And we're actually going up to 8 Colossi versus 5 at the moment in Squirtle's favor, and I think he's decided that now is a good time to move out. It's going to come down to scouting now which army can get into position better. Squirtle has a really nice observer placement here, actually, and sees that Hero's Colossi are back at home. So that's going to make him feel that much more confident about moving out towards the center of the map, and that's why he's got this Zealot here. These Blinkstalkers cannot currently enter. This is basically restricted airspace right now while the Zealot is here. These Blinkstalkers can't actually get in unless they blink down here and actually sneak past via the fort, which is unlikely.
Well, picking off yet another stray pylon from Hero. This pylon's not a part of the buddy system.
Nope, definitely not.
All on their own.
Went down pretty quick.
Oh man, that's a lot of Colossus.
Yeah, Hero has a big decision to make now as the forward pylons go down in his 4th base location. Squirtle, right now, is moving out across the map with a decent number of Colossi as well, and his Colossus count is higher than Hero's. So is Hero going to be moving back to help defend with these Blinkstalkers? Is he going to try for some sort of counterattack? It's a really tough decision to make, and I get the impression he needs to defend in this situation because of the sheer number of Colossi that are involved, but I don't know if the Blinkstalkers are going to be enough. They're trying to get home, and a couple of pot shots getting taken off of there. A lot of them actually losing all of their shields, so not insubstantial.